Dear students, in our previous class, we have discussed regarding private inheritance, protected inheritance and public inheritance. And we also see the levels of inheritance, that is single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance and hybrid inheritance. So dear students, today we shall move with the levels of inheritance one after the other. Levels of inheritance. Okay. Among levels of inheritance, which is the first inheritance? The first inheritance is the single inheritance. Single inheritance. What is meant by this single inheritance? So what actually means this single inheritance? Come we shall see. If a class is derived from, if a class is derived from a single, okay, if a class is derived from a single base class, okay, it is called as single inheritance. Single inheritance. Okay, look, if a class, a single class, okay, if a class is derived from a single base class, not more than one base class. Okay, if one base class is derived from, if one class is derived from one base class, okay, that type of inheritance is called as single inheritance. Okay, how can we give example for this? We can give example for this as, this is the base class, okay, but it is a single base class, and from the single base class a class is derived. So this type of class is called as, this type of inheritance is called as single inheritance. Okay, like this, from the base class, if one class is derived from a single base class, if one class is derived, so this type of inheritance is called as single inheritance. We can give one more example for this. Take father as a base class, okay, and this father is having, okay, a son, and take son as a derived class. So we can give like this, we can give example for a single inheritance. Okay, just like a class is derived from a single base class, this type of class is called as single inheritance. Okay, after this, multi-level inheritance. Come we shall see the second level of inheritance, that is multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Okay, as you have already know that single inheritance is a type of, or it is a level of inheritance in which a class is derived from a single base class. It means single inheritance. Now come to see what is people multi-level inheritance. Okay, if the classes are derived, if the classes are derived from the classes that are already derived, Look here, if the classes are derived from, okay, the classes that are already derived, it means a derived class is inherited from one more derived class. So this type of inheritance is called as multi-level inheritance. I will give you example. Okay, this is called as multi-level inheritance. Okay, it means the classes can be derived. Okay, if the classes are derived from the classes that are already derived, from the derived classes one more derived class is inherited. Okay, a derived class is already a derived class which is inherited from the base class. Okay, from that derived class, if one more derived class is inherited, so that type of inheritance we can call it as multi-level inheritance. I will write example here, then you will clearly understand. Okay, base class. Okay, from this base class, a derived class, that is derived class 1. Okay, take this as derived class 1, which is from the base class, and from this derived class one more derived class is inherited. See, derived right below. Derived class 2. See here, the classes are derived from the classes that are already derived. Okay, from a derived class, if one more derived class is inherited, okay, this type of inheritance is called as multi-level inheritance. But condition here is that here only one class cannot be inherited. Any number of classes, that means any number of derived classes can be inherited. Derived class n means any number of classes, not just one or two classes, any number of classes can be inherited. So this is called as, so any number of derived classes can be inherited. So this type of inheritance is called as multi-level inheritance. Okay, take one more example, grandfather. Okay, take this as a base class. Then after this, take father. Okay, here father is a derived class. Okay, hope you have understood. Then from this derived class, one more derived class will be inherited, that is son. So this type of inheritance is called as multi-level inheritance. Okay, so this is the base class. From this base class, one derived class is inherited, that is father. From this derived class, again one more derived class is inherited, that is son. So this type of inheritance, we can call it as multi-level inheritance. Next, the third one is, okay, which is the third level of inheritance, that is multiple inheritance. Okay, so far we have discussed regarding multi-level inheritance, but now it is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Okay, what is meant by this multiple inheritance? Multi-level single inheritance is the one from a class is derived from just one base class. Okay, multi-level inheritance is the one in which a derived class is inherited from one more derived. One more derived class is inherited from the derived class. And here now we are going to discuss about the multiple inheritance. What is meant by multiple inheritance? Now we shall see. If a class is derived from more than one base class, it is called multiple inheritance. It is called multiple inheritance. So that is here. It is called multiple inheritance. Look here, what this definition is saying. This definition is saying that if a class is derived from, more than one base class, if a class is derived from more than one base class, then this type of inheritance will be called as multiple inheritance. Now I will give you an example, then you will come to understand. Base class 1, then base class 2, then base class 3. We have taken the 3 base classes, that is base class 1, then base class 2. After that, the third one is the base class 3. We have taken 3 base classes here. From these 3 base classes, one derived class will be inherited. That is derived class. So this type of inheritance is called as multiple inheritance. See, a class is derived from more than one base class. This type of inheritance is called as multiple inheritance. And how can we give one more example for this? I will give you a simple example, that is, take king as one base class. King is a base class. Then after that, take queen as base class. Queen as one more base class. King is a base class and queen is a one more base class. Along with these 2 classes, if now we have to derive one, we have to inherit one derived class, that is prince. See, king. A prince derived class is inherited. So this type of inheritance is called as multiple inheritance. And now, which is the fourth level of inheritance? The fourth level of inheritance is the hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. So what is meant by hierarchical inheritance? If, okay, a number of classes, if a number of classes are derived from, if a number of classes are derived from a single base class, derived from a single base class. Okay, so it is called as what? It is called as hierarchical inheritance. It is called as hierarchical inheritance. It is called as hierarchical inheritance. Okay, we have discussed about a single class is derived from number of base classes, and here hierarchical inheritance means from a single base class many number of classes are derived. So this type of inheritance is called as hierarchical inheritance. If a number of classes are derived, okay, from a single base class, it is called as hierarchical inheritance. Now I will give you an example. Base class, okay, from this base class. Now we have to derive, we have to inherit number of derived classes, that is derived class 1, then derived class 2 up to derived class n. Okay, many number of derived classes can be inherited. So this type of inheritance is called as what? Hierarchical inheritance. This is 1, okay, and this one is 2, and this is 3. So more than one classes are inherited from a single base class. This type of inheritance is called as hierarchical inheritance. Now I will give you one example. Take example as staff. Okay, this is a base class. Okay, then after that, teaching staff is 1. Understand? Teaching staff is 1. Okay, then office staff is 1. Office staff is 1. Then after that, group D staff is 1. Group D. So these three are the derived classes from a single base class. See, teaching staff is the one derived. Staff is a base class. Teaching staff is one derived class, and then office staff is one more derived class. Apart from these two, group B is a one more derived class from staff base class. This type of inheritance is called as hierarchical inheritance. And now we have left with the last level of inheritance, that is what? Hybrid inheritance. The last one is hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. Okay. Before going to this, I am going to ask you a general question. What is meant by hybrid in general? You may explain it as the combination of two different things. If we combine two different things, or if we combine two different devices to form a single unit, that is called as hybrid. Okay, same here. Hybrid inheritance means it is a combination of hierarchical inheritance, and multi-level inheritance, Okay, hybrid inheritance means it is combination of hierarchical inheritance and multi-level inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means just now we have discussed, from a single base class, okay, many number of derived classes are inherited. That is called hierarchical inheritance. Then multi-level inheritance means from the derived classes, one more derived class, from a derived class, okay, one more derived class can be inherited. This is called as multi-level inheritance. So combination of these two, that is hierarchical inheritance and multi-level inheritance, is called as hybrid inheritance. Come, now I am going to give you an example for these two things. See, base class. Okay, this is a single base class. From this class, first we need to write hierarchical inheritance. Means from a single base class, number of derived classes are inherited. Then derived class 1. Okay, after that derived class 2. Okay, take these two as derived classes. Okay, hope you are forgiving this. Okay, this means this is hierarchical inheritance. Right? Number of classes are derived from single base class is called as hierarchical inheritance. And now multi-level inheritance means, okay, derived class is derived from already derived classes. Okay, these are already derived classes. So if we derive one more class from these two derived classes, then it will be called as multi-level inheritance. Derived class 3. Okay, this derived class 3 has come from derived class 1 and derived class 2. Okay, look, a derived class can be inherited from already derived classes. Okay, it is called as, so this part is called as multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Hope you have understood what actually means the hybrid inheritance. It is combination of hierarchical inheritance and multi-level inheritance. This is called as hybrid inheritance. So dear students, this is about your levels of inheritance, and we have left with only few things. In our next class we will go into complete our chapter, that is inheritance. Regarding today's class, if you have any doubts, you can ask me personally. Thank you.